So, good evening, lads. Sorry about that. I'm very happy and very tired to introduce you to the next version of the Chrome extension. I've been very busy, not only programming, but cleaning up and preparing the data for you so you don't have to. And I will give a short and quick rundown about what's new in the next version, which I will be submitting for Google review this evening, this night. It's like 11 p.m. here. And hopefully Google will just release it into your hands, because I did something that they should be pleased about, like lowering permission settings and stuff. So there will be some changes, and I'll go through those in a minute. Now, first things first, you will happen to see that if you go to D&D Beyond and you go to my go-to goblin, you will see that the UI is a little bit different. This will be put in one line. So this is, well, this will be changing a bit, but this is more like significant. You can see more clearly what's going on. You can see that Foundry is connected, the goblin is in the world already, and it's missing in a compendium, and here you can update it. And you see that's only one update button and not two for compendium and module import. That's the first change, and this change was already done in the version that is installed at your computers, because you can say here in the settings if you want to save an imported entity into a compendium or not, and if you want to overwrite those. So this will be not the two buttons on the D&D Beyond page, but within Foundry you can control how everything is stored. This is the first change. The second change is that now, and let's close that for a second here and go back to Foundry with my GM account. And if I refresh that, you will see that Foundry is not connected anymore. This is part of the changes I needed to do for Google, and this will result in you will have to click here and then connect to Foundry. Then you will see in the lower left the VTTA login button, or not login, but the VTTA icon on the lower left will be appearing, and your Foundry tab in the overview. And once this is done, you can just have the connections again. So this is something from a user experience is a little bit more cumbersome, but I guess it's needed. Hold please Mr. G and his crew. Okay, and now this is rather important. Please remember that if you can't see your Foundry tab in here, then you're not connected. If you reload once, unfortunately, you see the icon is disappearing here in the lower left. You will reconnect. It's just 2 clicks. Yeah, I don't like it, but that's the way it is. So, importing monsters hasn't changed a bit. You will see the monster roles already. You can still use the shortcuts for advantage, disadvantage, like holding Shift, Control and Alt while clicking on, for example, the skill checks. This is the same than in the old extension. Now, what did change was, or is, like, let's go to one character, and let's take, for example, Eric. Let's import him real quick. This hasn't changed, so we will create a new actor, and we will be importing Eric here. So it has stopped loading, and then I paste it in here. Okay, here we go. Now let's create a blank scene and put Eric onto the scene. So he hasn't. No token, that's not good. Oh, no tokenizer installed. That's even worse. Okay. So, well, Eric, You're still beautiful. Okay, now we have Elric on the scene, and we have these very nice. I don't know if you've seen those yet. So you can see charisma roll, an 8, and you can see a charisma roll, an 8. That's nice, huh? Isn't it? So you can roll on D&D Beyond and it will be transmitted to a Foundry installation. You can roll wherever you want. And it's all happening behind the scenes. All you need is an actor that you own on the currently active scene, and then the rolls will be pushed and transmitted into the chat log. Some things that I want to implement is like rolling initiative to enable combat. It will be rolled and it will be displayed in chat, but it has no functionality beyond that. So if you have a combat encounter running, this won't roll your initiative value right now, but I'm planning to implement that. While the die here are visually very appealing, they have some very, for me at least, major limitations, like for example, advantage rolls are not supported. You need to roll really twice. This is probably that's not even how I would do it physically, because I would just roll 2 dice and then take the better one. But here it's, it's everyone was looking very forward to those die, and me too. And I think there's still room for improvement. But yeah, the connection is working already. That was rather easy to implement. I will try to do it a little bit better when rolling, for example, the weapons and stuff, so to display it a little bit better than that. But right now, that's all we got, and I rolled a 1. Amazing. So that's that. Let's go to something that you haven't been seeing. Let's go back to the goblin again. And let's... Did I? Yeah, here it is. So let's put 2 goblins on the scene here. And now I can roll for those. No. Like we used to. Well, let's call this one Adam. And let's call this one Pete. Okay. Let's see if that works. Let's reload. And nothing changed. Well, what a disappointment. No, there. You can now switch to Adam and roll stealth for Adam or for Pete. So it's just a little touch for, like, if you have like a circle of night hags, everyone has their own name, and you still have the same character sheet in the background, you can roll with it, and still within Foundry it will be like separate again. I'm getting a little bit tired, so my English is getting even worse. So let's bear with me. Let's show you the last thing that I want to show you today, and this is what you will all be waiting for: adventure module import. And I want to talk a little bit about the issues I had, because in the last 3 days I was very absent on Discord because I really wanted to work on the features. And to be honest, if I see you having issues, I always want to help. And then I break my mind thing, and then I need to start again, and this is really taking a toll on development speed. And I'm feeling not very great about not being available for you and your problems, but I really had to close down Discord to get it going. So I want to tell you a little bit what I did in the last 3 days, and the issues and why I solved the issues that I had the way I did. So for example, I had one issue when we are talking journal entries. So this is what you will be seeing if you import adventure modules. So you'll see a small label on the left with the abbreviation, the short code of the module, and everything is a little bit more condensed. I played around with the CSS a little bit. You can see this one is way bigger than this, so it's not that content-wise. Yeah, as you might know, and this was one of the first imports I did, like straight from the beginning. You might have seen that on a animated GIF on the Discord as a teaser. Um, I had to somehow, with a limitation of Foundry with folders and 3 levels of depth. So this is the maximum level of folder depth that we have right now. And if we want to import a text like HTML, it has structure elements too, like headings, and HTML has up to 6 level of headings. Most commonly used only 4 or at max 5. But you see that 4 or 5 level of structure, to push it into a 3 level structure is quite, yeah, you need to think what you're doing. And I tried and tried and tried, and I had some solution that was working rather good. But then, as you can see here, 2 main issues with Foundry, not really with Foundry, but how the Foundry structures the sidebar here. You can see that folders are always on top and followed by journal entries. So let's imagine I have a text with like 3 level 3 headings, and beneath that some text and perhaps 4 or 5 level headings. I can put all that in this folder, but I need to create a folder for each of those to have them like be, this is the first heading, the second, the third, and the fourth, and I need to create a folder so it will be combined and on block like it is on the web page, on the D&D Beyond page. If I omitted one folder like that, then you will have, let's delete this one. Then the order of the text will be like totally confusing. First, you read about mysterious visitors, and then a plea for help, werewolves in the mist, and then creeping fog. That's nonsense, right? And I don't like the way it is. Like, it made no sense for me that way to read it like that. And I tried different stuff, like I proof of concepted like 3 different solutions, and the solution I have right now I'm really comfortable with because yeah, let's see. For example, we got one of the lower ones here. These are, let's take that one. I imported that twice. What I did now is I'm detecting battle maps on the D&D Beyond page. So what is a scene for the players? And I import all of the stuff, the whole page on D&D Beyond. I clean it up, I relink everything, and then I make one big journal entry with everything, so you can read and prepare for a session. But then when you want to import the scene, you will have all those like 40A, 39, all those again as individual journal entries here, so you can drag and drop those on the map where the action is happening. So for example, I can make that here, and this one here, and this one here. And whenever the people are going into that room, I have the information available at the point, at the click of my finger. So it is like 2 times in your world, one as a freaking big journal entry, and one uncluttered a little bit. And I was able to, roughly, I would say 95% of all adventure modules on D&D Beyond were really great to shape that way. I've got 5% that I still have to find solutions, and these 5% are, for example, let's go, where was it? It was in Tomb of, yeah, and the Land of Chult. And I can show you something here. You've got all these player maps, battle maps, and they are all numbered with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Most of the source books they number it not only with numbers, but they have a prefix like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and then numbering. So it's really unique and individually, but there are a handful of source books, a handful of pages, and not within a source book. So in Tomb of Annihilation, later on, I can see that the numbering is different, so no issue here. But here I got to do something to really detect that. So what I'm doing here now is detecting the first one and then skip the rest for now, but I plan to implement 100%. So this is that. So you've got all the information broken down into individual parts and one big block. And what I was not very satisfied with was this text image over here. You can have one journal entry with one image, and you can switch between all of those and show that to the players. So of course I have a solution for that. So let's go to this one and join as a player, so you can actually see what's happening. So here, no token. And you can see if you now are moving over an image, you can see this button here, and it's over there. See, you can show now every image in here. Of course, there's none. Here. And on the other side, they just click to dismiss. So it's rather easy for everyone to show images and to create atmosphere. You will be noticing that when I'm scrolling here, you can see these roll tables. So it took me like 2 days to be able to say confidently, I think I can parse any table there is. You will find one that I can't parse, I'm sure. But you will have those, instead of having the table inserted, you have the row table inserted, and there you roll just directly from the journal entry. And this is a rather weird formatting, and this will be changing, I believe. On the latest Foundry version, it's already fixed. You can see I'm still on 0.5.6. But yeah, so you will have all the information at your fingertips, not having to look up tables. Everything is taken care of. All the weightings, all the, not weightings, but like the number ranges are detected and are inserted into the row tables. And all you need to do is really click, and I advise to set it not to a public row, but it's behind the webcam. Blind gem row perhaps, or private gem row, and then nobody sees where they are teleporting to besides you. And then you can do whatever you want. And this is really, really amazing. So you don't have to look in tables and roll and see, and you're really fluent in a game. So this is that, show to players. Roll tables included and inserted at the correct places within the journal entries. Journal entries on block and broken into individual parts. So that's that. And now what I did, well, way too long. I have to admit, the last night I was like awake like till 4 or 5 a.m. and was doing the most stupidity stuff that I could imagine. And I know that I'm not yet finished with, and there will be so much more stupidity for me to do. But yeah, if I do something, I want to do it right. So you will notice that, don't take this one. This is the display of the scenes detected on the page. And because I tried to detect scenes automatically, you will see that, for example, here we have this view player version. So it's pretty clear that this is a battle map. But let's go, for example, to Curse of Strat, and this was the one module that you all wanted to have at the first version, or the first module, completely mapped and lighted. And here we have on the Castle Ravenloft so many of those maps. Isometric, so not really suitable for Foundry, but still no player version here, no indicator that this is really a battle map. There's no way to really distinguish that from such an image. So what I did is, and you don't want to know, but there are, well, I think in total there are 380 battle maps distributed about across all those adventure modules. And what I did is I know exactly where it is, and I know all the descriptions that are coming with it in order to be able to like do this year. And I know, because that's not enough, I wanted to have like nice little images over here, so I created like 3 different versions of all these images you will see right now. Let's import a scene so I can cut the slack here. Let's import this one, and you'll see button is missing because all you need to do is that. Okay, and that's it. You will see the old bone grinder, you will see the map with the thumbnail, Strata smiling at you. That's not everything, because I really hate this gray background. So, of course, I adjusted the background color to the main color of this image. Of course, it's sized accordingly to, right now, to the image dimensions, but of course it will be sized to fit the grid. This will be the second step. And you can always look at this little star here, and this is a 3-level star, and we are on level 1 now for all the maps. Level 1 means I get detected, I know the descriptions, where the descriptions are, I have the right image dimensions, like basic stuff, really basic stuff, but you can import it with 1 click. Then next level will be a half-filled star. The half-filled star will be, the grid is adjusted to the image grid, so you can drag tokens around and instantly play. And a full star will be a fully mapped and lit map. So this will be a 3-step progress. The next step will be Curse of Strat. I will begin with that one to size the maps accordingly. I did that with plenty of, I think I already did like 3 or 5 modules for that, but I need to import the data. So it's not yet available, but it will be. And the best thing is, this is all done on the backend, so it does not require a new updated version of the Chrome extension, but just updates on the database. So you will need to make sure that you can communicate with the vtdassets.com from within the extension, because there's some quite of communication between both the web server and the extension. So that's that. We've got working module import. We've got the old bone grinder. Now these roll tables. Here we have the old bone grinder again. You can just drag and drop it, like here, wherever. You can show the players. No player connected right now, but you have everything available for your pleasure. And I think I did good, but at the end you will have to decide if that's true. And I really look forward to your comments and to your suggestions and improvements. And yeah, I think that's it. That's all I did for the last couple of days. And obviously, this is not the Toscana here behind me. That's my home. It's just me, myself, and my computer. Because, yeah, it's Corona. But still, I'm a little bit tired, so I will head to bed real soon. I will submit the current version of the Chrome extension. This is okay to get to you. There will be issues like all these buttons are not really flashing the right way, but it's all optical thingies. That's okay. I think it's still an improvement to the first version of the extension, and there will be some more, I think. While working on that, I've got so many more ideas on how to make this really smooth and really enjoyable. This integration between D&D Beyond and Foundry is really coming along really nice, and I like what I'm seeing. And now all I need to have is some time to actually play. So that's that. Okay. Thank you so much for your support. It's been amazing, to say the least. It's really like flashing how many people are enjoying this stuff, and I wanna let's do that. I can put that over here. You see, this is my secret bot test channel, and I was curious about how much load the proxy really serves, and you can see that we've got 6,000 character imports since when was it? 4 days ago, and well, I've got 9 scene imports. That's me. We have like roughly 500 megabytes per day that go through my proxy, and the proxy is needed for basically every image you see when you import a character or when you import a scene. And that's where the proxy is really important, because of the access stuff from D&D Beyond. And not to worry you, I just look at the URLs and not at your IP addresses, so I don't care who you are, where you live. I was just curious, and it's an amazing number to see how many people are really using the tools and how friendly everyone is. And this is really an awesome time, and I sincerely thank you for that, honestly. Okay, take care, guys and girls and ladies and gentlemen. I will now upload that to YouTube, then submit to Chrome, then answer some questions on the Discord channel, and then go to bed. Take care and stay safe and lovely.